Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Texas Talk 1846, and today I'm going to be pickling some beets. The beets that I'm going to be pickling are from my garden, and if you've seen my videos of my garden, you'll see that I got a lot of beets out there, and I've just recently ran out of the pickled beets that I had made some time back, and I need to make a new batch. So I decided to show a video of how I pickle beets. Now, I don't can beets or anything like that. It's going to be a method where, I boil the beets to get them fork tender, peel them, slice them, put them in a bowl, and then I make a brine mixture of vinegar and sugar and water and black pepper and celery salt, thyme leaves, and some yellow mustard seeds, and bring that up to a boil and let it cool, and then pour it over the beets, and then cover it and put it in the fridge and let it do its thing for a few days in the fridge, and then start eating it again. I primarily just eat them with salads, um, and sometimes by themselves, depending on what I'm eating. Um, I love to get some cottage cheese and put the slices of beets on top, and it turns the cottage cheese that beet color. Um, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I went ahead and I'm starting to boil up some water so I can get the beets put in there and start cooking them. And in this saucepan, I'm going to go ahead and do my brine mixture. Like I said, these are some of the ingredients. Um, some black pepper, yellow mustard seed. I'm going to be using some apple cider vinegar, some celery salt, and some thyme leaves, and then water and white sugar. And these are the beets here. Um, they're not too big. These are good size. I'm going to boil those and get them fork tender. And the bowl I'm going to be putting them in is this bowl. It's a 2.5 quart bowl, and that's where they're going to be. So let me go ahead and get the beets in the water once it starts to boil, and cook them up a little bit. Um, and I'm going to go ahead and also start working on that brine. So let me get set up for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, for the brine mixture, I didn't have a whole lot of apple cider vinegar. I had just over a cup, so that's all I'm going to be using. It's going to be just over a cup of cider vinegar. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup sugar. I'm also going to be adding a 3/4 cup of water. Now, you can use the water that you'll have after the beets are cooked, but I want it to be kind of clean tasting. Beets, they're a root vegetable, and they have a real earthy flavor to them. They're very different from any other root vegetable. Carrots don't have that flavor. Turnips don't have that. Radishes don't have that. Potatoes don't have that. So, beets are one of those things that you really kind of have to acquire that taste for it. Um, and that's why it seems that a lot of older people eat beets. Especially when you go to uh, cafeteria style restaurants or buffets that serve American cuisine. The Americana cuisine. But for me, when I was younger, I did try the beets that those restaurants have, and they just they tasted like dirt, and they just didn't taste appealing at all. And when I started gardening, I wanted to grow some beets to see if I can, and then I also wanted to pickle them to see how they taste. And it seems that when you grow your own vegetables and you pickle your own stuff, you know, like pickles. You know, I've done a video on the kosher dill pickles, and now for the beets. It just tastes very different. And then you can add, you know, other things that you might like, other flavors. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the stuff. A lot of times I just eyeball everything, but I'm going to try to go ahead and do some kind of measurements here. I'm going to be putting some mustard seed. I'm going to be putting about half a teaspoon of mustard seed in there. With that, I'm also going to be putting half a teaspoon of pepper. Maybe a little bit more. Just go with half. I don't want to put too much pepper in there. Normally I use peppercorns, but you know, I just I really don't like the way that comes out. Okay, I'm going to be putting half a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more, of well, half a teaspoon, I guess 3/4 of a teaspoon of thyme leaves, and I'm going to be putting, let's see, I guess about a half a teaspoon of celery salt. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to bring this up to a boil, so you can get the sugar dissolved and everything kind of blended in. So let me go ahead and get that going. Okay. Let's see. We got the brine mixture is coming along. And what I'm going to do is, after I bring it up to a boil, a light boil, I'm going to turn off the heat and move it onto the counter so I can let it cool down. And that'll be it for that. As far as the beets are going to take some time. The water in there is all red now. But you know, it shouldn't take too long. I mean, it's going to take probably 30 minutes or so to get them fork tender. And you know, one of the reasons why I kind of do it like this, you know, because once they're fork tender, the skin and everything will come off a whole lot easier, and they're much easier to slice and stuff. All you gotta do is just cool them down, and then you can start peeling them and cutting them up. But one thing also, you start boiling beets, your house is going to smell like it. So, you know, it's kind of the same way when you boil shrimp. You know, your house smells like that. So, you know, just be aware. But all right then. Well, when I come back, the beets should be fork tender, and we'll continue on from there. All right. Oh, also one more thing. I ended up adding a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. So, you know, like I said, well, I mean, with something like this mixture, you can do whatever you want. You know, the main 3 ingredients are the sugar, the vinegar, and the water. After that, you can add, you know, pickling spice if you want, or you can just pick certain flavors that you might like, or you know, you can always just play with it and see what comes out. I'm not using any onions or anything like that. It's just going to be beets and then this brine solution. So I'll be back when the beets are ready. Okay, well, the beets are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and drain them, and you'll see how that looks. Let me get that into the drain there. I'll get a picture of it. There you go. And you see the water has that color on it. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and run some water on it. I'm going to be running some water on it so I can cool them down some. You know, you can put them in ice if you want. It's up to you. I mean, it's all up to you. I mean, all this is just to kind of cool them down so you can start handling them, so you can start getting the skin peeled off. Now you can see, okay, so now what you got to do is you just cut the end off here, and you cut the tail off there, or the root part. You don't want to cut too much. And what you can do is you can run this over some cold water, and it helps out with the peeling as well. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I kept on saying fork tender, but it's more like a knife tender. Once you get a knife tender, that's when they're ready to go. Okay, this is it right here. It's all peeled. You know, it's fairly easy. I mean, you just put some water on it, and you just kind of do this kind of motion with your thumb, and you know, that's it. So let me go ahead and do the rest of them. I got what, six more to do. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll have them all here, and then I'll slice them up and pour the brine mixture over it, and that'll be it. All right. Okay, well, they're all peeled already, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them up. And what I normally do is I just cut them in half, and then just make slices. Not too big, close to about maybe a 1/4 inch thick slice. You could cut them in half and then quarter them and cut them like that, but this is how I do it. I like that half moon kind of slice to it. So this is the slice right here, and I'll go ahead and put it in the bowl. Spread them out in the bowl. Let me show you that. And I'm just going to be cutting them up and putting them in the bowl. Now, like I said, you can even cut this in half, so you can have more of like a triangle shape. But I like the half moon shape. So let me go ahead and finish up these that I have here, and go ahead and put the brine mixture in. Now, it doesn't take long to do this, and also, you know, be careful when you're using knives. You don't want to cut yourself. I know it probably looks weird because I'm left-handed, if you're not left-handed, but you know, you just have to be careful. But if you can, you know, you should try this. This is very simple. I mean, every grocery store sells, you know, they sell beets. You can buy them, you know, just like the way they were before I boiled them. You don't have to buy the ones in the can, because those don't taste good at all. For me, they don't. Especially after you make your own, and you're like, yeah, I know how they should taste. So let me go ahead and finish up these, and we'll come back when I get the brine mixture in. Okay, well, the beets are all sliced up, and they smell like dirt. No, they smell good. So now all you got to do is you just pour the brine mixture over it. And it is going to, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, but what's going to end up happening is the beets are going to start letting up a lot of their juice, or letting out a lot of their juice, and this is going to kind of, the liquid is going to rise in this thing. So what you want to do is, you know, you just want to kind of stir it a little bit, you know, once you get it in the fridge, you know, after a while, just stir it to make sure everything mixes up and stuff. But that's it. That's how I pickle beets. And you know, in a few days mean, this will hold up for some time in the fridge, um, and over a few days. Usually, I like to leave it in there a week before I kind of start eating it, but in a week or so, it'll be ready to go. I hope you enjoyed. It is kind of a simple thing, there's all sorts of recipes out there, but this is how I've been doing it, and it works out really well for me. So hopefully you may get interested in trying beets. They're really good for you. You eat a whole bunch of them, you start peeing red, but don't get alarmed. It's just the beets, but they are good for you. They're supposedly good for depression, and tons of vitamins in them and minerals, and you know either pickled or baked, they're both good. So hopefully you enjoyed it. See you soon.